What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, well, we got the official post for the SPS Rank Battle Rewards, and there's some governance voting stuff in here as well. This is definitely worth a read. I'm not going to read this thing to you. It's a 10-minute read is what it's saying here. That's not my goal with this. I just want to cover some of the nitty-gritty details because that's what matters, right? Nothing in here was like groundbreaking in terms of, we expected a lot of this stuff to come or will be coming soon, maybe a little bit sooner than we expected overall, but it's the little details that we want to dig into. So let's go ahead and dive right in. They talk about the DEC token here first and foremost. Actually, I skipped over the release date already, so let's start over there. This is actually coming a little bit sooner than expected. They are planning to put this in for 8/23, this upcoming Tuesday, so 3 days from when I am recording this. It is currently scheduled to be released on 8/23. If for any reason there's any issues, they can push it back to 8/30. But either way, we expect that the change will be live before the end of current ranked play season. So there will be no more DEC in chests if everything goes okay and they hit one of these two upcoming maintenance windows. Which is kind of crazy to think about. There will be no more DEC, and we've already seen the DEC. We've already seen the market react because DEC is up like either 20 or 30% depending on which exchange you're on. So it's looking pretty interesting right now in the Splinterlands universe. That's all I have to say. So I don't want to necessarily go into this, but I read this in Matt's voice. Essentially, I feel like he's the one who's probably putting these posts together, at least for the majority of them. It goes into the different types of stable coins that are currently in existence and some of the issues that exist with them, right? So whether it's off-chain centralization, whether it's volatility, whether it's algorithms like UST, there's nothing perfect out there. And while I don't think, and I don't know that the team's saying this either, but I don't think that DEC will necessarily be perfect, it is a unique idea to back something with a product in a game, right? Something that will hopefully always have that kind of utility within game. And then, of course, create the opposite of that with the SPS conversion to DEC. Now, there are some interesting little details here. So this looks like it'll be going live as well. But the main thing here is that you'll be able to burn $1 worth of SPS for not 1,000, but only 975 DEC tokens. So as they say, this means that anytime DEC is trading above 0.001025, right? So it's like 1,025 DEC per dollar, I guess is what it is, or no, 975 DEC per dollar. On a third-party market, there is an opportunity to purchase and burn SPS tokens to mint DEC and then sell it on the market for profit. We've already talked about that in a previous video, but that helps keep the price down and at this stable level, which is their intended peg. Now, for those of you wondering why $1 worth of SPS burned is only 975 DEC rather than 1,000, the reason is to provide a small buffer, which helps prevent certain potential price manipulations. There's a lot of bots in this game, and I'm not even talking about in the game itself, but bots when it comes to trading that can, maybe push the price one way or another and react. And the reaction time can be much faster. The reaction and processing time can be much faster than humans, and they can just manipulate that price back and forth if it's that close. So by creating this little buffer there, hopefully, I believe that's what the team is trying to do in terms of minimizing that so that, this only matters when DEC goes well above its intended peg. And they say that this is the same mechanism used for the conversion process from Hive to HBD. So it seems like it's worked well there so far, so they are going to emulate that. Now, they talk about SPS governance voting. There's nothing new here that I would say. They just give some of the reasons, and I think, the important thing here, right? So goes hand in hand with the switch to earning SPS tokens. Now, as players progress in the game through increased participation, increased assets, and increased skill, they will be directly growing their stake in the platform, and they'll be able to see that reflected via their vote weight increasing on governance proposals. So this is all in an effort to get people to feel like they are getting a larger stake, a larger piece of equity, a larger voice within the game by playing it, right? You're going to be earning that SPS token. It's going to be staked initially, but you're going to see that. And with all these different proposals, you can go in and have your voice be heard. That's probably an element of trying to reduce the sell pressure by having people see that SPS as a governance token has value for that reason alone, right? Not to mention all the other cool stuff that you get with SPS. So that's the governance stuff. I think we're still waiting on more information from that and when it actually goes live. But keep in mind that SPS rewards for licensed node holders is going to go live by the end of August. They did promise that a couple of months ago, even if the validator node software is not ready yet. I would assume that they want to get it as ready as soon as possible, or they want to get it ready as soon as possible, and hopefully by the end of August. But even if it doesn't, I'm sure that it'll be coming within the next couple of weeks, not months, right? Because if they're going to be giving out rewards, and they've already been giving out voucher rewards, but if they're going to be giving out these rewards, people should be earning them, not just for buying an asset, right? Like if I have a license, I should be running a node. I should be helping the decentralization of this game in order to get rewards. Right now, I just have to buy the thing and I get rewards for free, which is kind of what the airdrop was, but that phase is over, right? That phase is over, and now you got to work for it. Whether you're playing, whether you're providing liquidity, or whether you are providing, decentralization through the nodes. So let's go into the reward details now, because this is where things get really spicy. So 7.5 million is the total pools per month. That's where it's going to start, and it's going to reduce by 1% every month for the next 65 months. So we do have like 5.5 years almost. Now, the average SPS per season that is going to be given out is going to be split between 4 pools: wild format, modern format, focus chests, and season chests. Now, these 4 pools are going to be given out, and there's roughly, it seems as though seasons are about 15 days. So about 2 seasons per month is how we're looking at this. So that's why we have all these averages. So when you divide it that way, 3.75 million is half of 7.5, and that's how we're looking at it as a over the course of a season. So wild and modern format for ranked battle play are going to be giving out 900,000 SPS tokens, and the focus chests and season chests will each have 975,000 tokens. Now, at the current price of SPS, which I believe I was looking at today is like 6.1 or 6.2 cents, that's roughly $63,000 and $68,000 respectively. Compare that to where DEC rewards are right now, and keep in mind DEC pumped today, so this might be low compared to where DEC is today, but it ultimately doesn't matter because DEC has been down here for a while. But DEC, that was 9,000 and 54,000. So you can see the big jump here is going to be in wild and modern ranked battle play. And they even make a comment about that a little bit further down where they say, where was it? We feel that the amount of rewards currently being given out for wild and modern ranked battle wins is far too low. So this is like a 7x in value if you think about it, where it has been traditionally, not traditionally, but over the last couple of months, from 9,000 to 63,000, you'll be getting 7x more the amount that you were earning. And if you remember where things were last year, it got crazy. I don't know that we're going to get to those levels, but something to keep in mind is that this 63,000 here is not static. The 900,000 tokens are static. And if all of the upcoming catalysts for SPS upward price pressure, such as Rift Watchers, GLS, promo cards, all this fun stuff that's happening over the next couple of months pushes that up, well, all of a sudden we're going to see more than 63,000 per season in each of these formats. Move it over to the chests, and the chest, I believe it's not as big because a lot of times what ends up throwing things off is you have those RNG blessed folks in like Diamond and Champion that are getting multiple 100,000 DEC chests, right? Whether it's in the focus, whether it's in the season or season end. So that was where a lot of the DEC inflation was happening. And so we're not seeing much of a change there, although it is significantly bigger, right? If I had to do quick math off the top of my head, it's like 20% bigger, maybe close, about 20% bigger. So there is an increase there. And overall, when you see this on a season by season basis, it's 262,000 versus 126,000. So we're more than doubling where it was, with the potential to go even higher when you think about it. So just something to consider. Now, granted, this is all dependent on the price of DEC, or was dependent on the price of DEC. So I'm not sure when this snapshot of DEC is. I'm assuming that it was when the post was written. So before the massive DEC pump, and that was, close to half the peg, really. So definitely interesting to see how this has played out, or how this will play out over time, and if we've seen the end of, or the low essentially put in for DEC, at least at this point in time. All right, the other things too are the focus and season chest rewards. And so this is going to be the same across both focused and season chest, but they wanted to just build it out or show it out differently so that you realize that there are two separate pools for this. So you can see 120,000 for bronze, 160 for silver, 195, 230, 270,000 SPS. And so the dollars per season, you can see the breakdown here, but what makes this very interesting is the average SPS per chest. If you look at where this is, right, look at how much you're getting average SPS per chest in Champion, 17, almost 18, which is like 3 times what you're getting in Diamond, which kind of makes sense with a 48 versus 16 multiplier, right? And then, this is almost a 4x between Diamond and Gold, and that's not the same as the 8x and the 16x jump. But you can see here that Silver and Bronze, they'll be earning some, but it's not much. The reason, though, I believe the average SPS per chest is so much lower is due to the fact that there's just way more chests flying around in Bronze. Primarily because of the fact that we have a lot more accounts in bronze and also silver, right? But when you look at it, I think this is the important thing to see from a dollar value, right? How much is being given out? And from an SPS token, value, how much is being given out? Because these are proportional, right? They'll stay the same. So Champion has roughly, just a little bit more than double the amount that Bronze has, and you can see where it compares to all of the others. So I would say that while it is weighted to Champion, it's not like 50% of all the rewards are going to Champion, right? Like, look at this. Diamond isn't that far off. There's only 40,000 token difference. So it is relatively well distributed, in my opinion. Of course, weighted higher to Champion, but again, there's also less people in Champion. So when you only have like 1,000 people that are going to be trying to go for this $18,000 or $19,000, they're going to come away with probably a little bit more than the people who are in Bronze, who have to fight with the hundreds of thousands of other accounts there, a lot of them that are probably automated. So just something to consider, although there is an opportunity to earn way more in Bronze if you have the deck and can compete and, do all of that fun stuff. So last thing here, they said claiming SPS rewards. So when players earn SPS through ranked battle wins or in loot chests, it will not be immediately credited to their wallet like DEC tokens were in the past. Instead, all SPS earned in these ways will accrue in the player's account and will be available to be claimed into the player's wallet at any time through the SPS management screen on the game website. Once claimed, these rewards will be directly staked to the player's account. That means they will not be liquid and will need to be unstaked over a period of 4 weeks in order to be transferred or sold. So we believe that this will help push more players towards building and growing their stake in the ecosystem, earning staking rewards, and participating in governance rather than just cashing out. So this is actually a bit of a difference than what I was expecting. And if you remember the video that I posted, while this doesn't change too much from that, I still think it does matter because in my opinion, or in my mind, I was just like, okay, you're gonna have all these bot accounts just earning, but then I don't know how often. I didn't realize there would be a claim button. I thought all of that would immediately be staked and then vouchers would be starting to get distributed to all these accounts, right? Now, granted, I'm sure if somebody can automate account with a bot, they can also automate the account to claim SPS probably every time, right? Every time that the game is every time that they win a battle, for example, so that it's constantly going in and it's earning. And the thing is, you'll probably want to do that. It's like, unless you're earning very little or you don't really care, the moment you hit claim, it goes to get staked and it starts earning that 30+%, which is paid out in more SPS and vouchers. So why wouldn't you want that? Now, again, if the accounts don't have much HP, right, resource credits, then maybe they just wait to do it once a day. And again, compounding every 15 minutes versus every day probably isn't going to be that big in the long run anyway. So I guess the voucher thing is still somewhat in play here. But that's one of the changes that I want to share. I guess that's really it. So these are some of the details. I am very curious, though, to get your thoughts. We're probably going to dig a little bit more into these numbers during the live streams, as well as, if I have a little bit more time to actually dig into what the implications of these numbers and the breakdowns with the pools are. But overall, I'm very excited for this. I have been waiting for the DEC syncs to be turned off. I wish there were 0 DEC syncs, but seeing as I am in the liquidity pools for DEC, at least I'm getting some there that I can use hopefully in game whenever needed. But the burn mechanism will be coming as well. Very excited for that and very excited to see how the next couple of months and I suppose years for SPS or for Splinterlands play out. But really excited about the next couple of months. So we'll just leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We will continue the conversation there. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.